Good morning, everyone and friends. Today, I would like to present to you about from our group, me, Blank and Mind, about innovative school for developing advanced thinking skills. So, we are trying to find a school that is promoting higher order thinking skill, and then which is in one of the schools in Australia. And then the school is named Middle Park Primary School, specifically in Victoria, Australia. So the school has been promoting HOTS, or high order thinking skills, for the students since 2017. And then they have been, very fighting. They've been fighting for the learners to work towards the collective success, and then through supportive relationship, we aim to ensure, they say, that individualized learning is relevant and meaningful to the learner. So in here, they want to promote resilience, persistence, and independent learning strategies to foster lifelong learning that capably prepares for our students for the 21st century. And then in here, before we move forward, I would like to remind everyone about the definitions of the thinking, the higher order thinking itself, fall into three categories. Number one is it can be defined as a transfer on how the teacher is orienting to transfer the knowledge towards the students. And second, we are needing to practice the critical thinking of the students. And then also in terms of the problem solving capability for the students. So these are three, at least can be understood to support the higher order thinking, beside the Bloom technologies, Bloom taxonomies as well. Okay, so here's the why. So the main thing is actually they wanted to identify, to nurture, and also to support individual learning needs to all of the students to maximize their learning outcomes. This also include the student that identified as a gifted or talented. So many people believe that schools should prepare their students and teachers to have adequate skills living in the 21st century based on the policy. So the policy of the Victorian government also, they wanted to make the full potential of these gifted students, so they can be seen as an outstanding potential to help develop the country or the state, something like that. And then also the Middle Park School has put into place creative and critical thinking from program 2 and year, and then to provide the gifted and talented students with challenging and exciting curriculum and extracurricular activities. Students participate in a variety of activities involving problem solving that encourage them to experiment with a range of creative solutions with thinking tools to assist them. They begin to ask more or focus, clarify questions. And then also in here, they can develop their own skills by collecting and organizing ideas from a range of sources to construct knowledge. They start to learn to question the validity of sources, communicate, and also record their questions, responses, and thought, and to give reasons for their conclusions. They reflect regularly on their thinking and learn describe their thinking process verbally. So this is how they can practice their communication skills. And then also this one can ensure the quality program for the students that are accessible on daily basis. So HOTS program at the Middle Park Primary School is based on the philosophy that highly able to gifted children have particular needs for the stimulation and challenge that match their high level of curiosity and desire to learn. And HOTS in here also is subject. It's not like the full entire curriculum. So this one will support the core curriculum. They can develop their own analytical thinking strategy, metacritical, reflective, as well as creative problem-solving techniques. Students use Hudson's divergent and convergent thinking. So we will be talking about what is actually divergent and convergent thinking. All right. So these are the why. And then there's another one here. The key to the creative and critical thinking it's actually a problem-solving process to the use of the both divergent and convergent thinking. With divergent, it means actually you diverge or you generate many options, and then it means that divergent is thinking is followed by convergent thinking. So you can provide many options for people to choose, and then but convergent, in which you access, judge, strengthen those options, and decide what to keep and how to proceed. So they are like, you're collecting a lot of informations, and then you analyze them, and then after that you take your own decision by yourself, something like that. Okay, and then next in here is how also, right? During the HOT classes, students use a range of thinking tools confidently to present the problem and work individually or with others if they're working in a group, to develop a range of creative solutions and explore the advantages of generating unconventional rather than conventional solution through the divergent and convergent thinking space. So here they want to develop it by the way of applying convergent and divergent thinking themselves. So they know how they can use a lot of tools, especially using the Bloom's taxonomy as a framework for developing higher order questions and responses. They have the ability to develop their own questions for investigation, collect informations, and also can distinguish between fact and opinion, use divergent and convergent thinking framework. And then they also can learn to be creative in their thinking in the range of the context and test the possibilities. And the students share responses and give each other feedback on a going basis. So during the HOT classes, students use a broad range of thinking processes and tools, and then eventually they will reflect and evaluate their own effectiveness every time they do it repeatedly. So they have the ability to articulate their thinking processes and reflect, modify, or evaluate thinking strategies. These are very practical for the students themselves. And next, another how in here is they also can conceptualize ideas and solve problems at a much faster pace as they keep practicing. These students are intense with their learning and often studies area at great depth. So this one also will increase the depth of their learning since they are interested in one or two specific areas they want to develop or they're very good at. They perform best when interested, stimulated, and challenged, and they enjoy working with like-minded students. It means they can work with the same kind of interesting students at the same topic. And then here are some examples. The sample, like the students, how they are doing it. So they have, this one student is also started from year 2 actually, but this one example here is from year 4 right now. She already accomplished the 3rd year. Then will be collected to the year 4. So the selection involved teacher nomination, peer nomination, parent nomination, and self-nomination. Our HOT classes are held once a week. So this class is not every day, it's once a week. It's only 100 minutes a session. And I have learned that whenever you think divergently, for best result, you need to defer the judgment, strive for quantity, seek wild and unusual, build on other ideas. So these are, you need to think divergently to get, the truth of your own thinking. And then eventually, the other hand, whenever you think convergent, the best result, you have to assess the idea, evaluate, improve, and consider originality, related to your sources and something like that. Next, the comment from her, she said that after, committed to this program or HOT, she said that my daily life, which I practice on other class, I've learned in the HOT classes, which I practice, and then a lot of many divergent and convergent thinking tools that I've learned in HOT classes. So they practice it for in general in daily basis in their life with thinking tools such as brainstorming, brain writing, Scamper, hit points, clustering, Bloom's taxonomy to guide me and to challenge my thinking. I now have the ability to come up with more creative and original outcomes by myself, okay, and a different result as well. And then these are some other strategies to consider, like, the teachers, especially the teachers can help. So the teachers can determine what higher order thinking is to their students, connect the concepts, teach students to infer, encourage questioning, use graphic organizer, teach problem-solving strategies, encourage creative thinking, use mind movies, teach students to elaborate their answers, and also teach, Q&R question related things. Suggestion and opinion. In general opinion, design of the lesson should be taught building on basic foundation, which include the core curriculum, that will support skills for the 21st century. So this is, an additional option for the students in this case, to support the gifted one. So teach students as well. So teach students to keep track on their thinking, engaging in purposive and conscious evaluation of thinking. Okay, and then as the students will be able to critically engage in analysis, evaluating, and creating something new and insightful when they do so. Okay, this is also very important. And the next is use instructional teaching methods such as problem-based learning to engage students in higher order thinking. So this is going to be very helpful. And next will be engage students in brainstorming activities. So every time to teach them idea and solutions generations. Students should learn in organized way to support achieving the goals of learning itself. Okay, these are also another suggestion and part of the opinion, I believed. And then advantage and disadvantages, it means there are limitation here. The positive side, we can start from the positive side first. Number one, the students should learn and experience most of the skills that are practical in real life. Number two, as the students do practice more, they can gradually increase the higher order thinking skill level. And then there will be always room to grow specific area, specific skills. Hence, students can always learn something to develop their higher thinking skills. Number four, this could give some room for students to experience personalized learning experience, as particular students could have a specific need than others. So this one that as the school are talking about the gifted students in Australia, concerned by the Victorian government as well. This learning can really improve the amount of cognitive processing, not only to help students think and not memorize, but also improve their cognitive ability. So this is also very important, not only going to the low level of the higher order thinking, like memorizing, it's a very standard, base, but how can students create or be creative, or analyze, something like that. And meanwhile, the limitations are considered in here. So the content of higher order thinking could be challenging, especially for more critical students or gifted students, and they want more challenge within the learning process. So the content might really vary, and then it's very challenging for a student to the teachers to provide those demand from the students. It could be harder for teachers to design the lesson plan for higher order thinking than the lower order thinking method. Time consuming when it comes to the grading score, like each of the students. And finally, the higher order thinking doesn't allow teachers to assess students' writing skill, as they are, doing things in practical way most of the time in the classroom. And those are a little bit some of my references that I made. I think that's it. Thank you very much. What I've learned is I think this one is very great to support the core curriculum, as the students will, be fulfilled with a specific need that they are very curious about. And it can also help the students to grow, to be, develop or to have self-growth helped by the teachers in specific areas that they are really interested in. So at the same time, it means that they also experience a personalized learning things. I think, thank you. That's it. Thank you. Bye-bye.